Welcome back to Breakfast Television. Two recent high-profile suicides, as well as the launch of Season 2 of the TV show 13 Reasons Why, have likely prompted some emotional conversations in many households. Child psychiatrist Dr. Monique Jericho is here now with what we should all know about suicide and young people. Good morning to you. Thank you for being here. First of all, why is it important that we have this conversation, and why is it, so emotional for a lot of people?
Well, a lot of people have a belief that if they talk about suicide, they're going to be planting a dangerous idea in someone's mind. As if, talking about suicide would create suicide somehow. So people can get very anxious about having that dialogue, when in fact, the advice by experts in suicide prevention is quite the opposite. We need to be talking about suicide because it's such a important public health issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's start with, first of all, how common is it?
Well, it's quite a common problem, and in fact, it is the second most common cause of death for people between the ages of 10 and 24 in Canada.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a huge statistic.
It's a significant problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is why we need to reduce the stigma and have these conversations.
Absolutely. Okay. Yes.
So how do we do that?
Yeah. Well, as always, what we need to do is start having the conversation. Right? We know that our young people are exposed to all sorts of things through media, through social media related to suicide. The topic is out there. We also know that kids as young as 6 or 7 have an awareness of suicide and of life ending. And so when we skirt around the topic, we're really just missing an opportunity to make sure that young people have the right information.
Right.
And to make sure that they know that they have someone that they can come to talk about this subject, because it can be overwhelming and confusing for people.
For sure it can.
Yeah.
Especially when they see TV shows like this, 13 Reasons
Absolutely.
Why. What does that show? Yeah. What's the impact of that show?
So 13 Reasons Why is a teen drama, and it focuses on the death by suicide of a young girl. And so there's a lot of other issues that are covered in that show, but really the central focus is on this girl and her death by suicide. So this is a show that's been really popular. This is something that people are talking about, and it's an opportunity for us to engage youth. Yeah. Around this subject and more broadly around mental health topics.
Sure.
Yeah.
Use it as a springboard for that conversation that
That's
you want to
right.
have.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So is there a way, do we have to have special language, or what can parents do there?
Yeah. Again, there's no tricks.
Yeah.
There's no need for fancy language. Just like any kind of conversation that you would want to have with a young person, you want to make sure that you have a listening ear. So pick a good time when you're calm and when they're available. Sometimes those are great conversations to have in the car. Right? You have a captive audience.
Right.
And you can make it something as simple as, hey, have you seen this show? Or have you and your friends ever talked about suicide? What do you think about that? You can use the word suicide. Right. You can talk openly about it. Okay. Right? Be direct.
Be direct and be calm.
And be calm. Yeah.
What is that take-home message that we want to send out there?
Yeah. Well, what's really important is that 90% of people who actually do end their life by suicide have a treatable mental health condition. Okay. So talking about this is so important, because it means that people who may be at risk can come forward, can get help, can get treatment, and that's how we're going to reduce suicide rates for young people.
That's how we're going to prevent it in the first place.
That's right.
Dr. Jericho, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
We're going to go for a break here on Breakfast Television. When we come back, we have news, weather, and traffic. Stay with us.